It weighs about 1,200 pounds dry. I wanted a bigger fridge, not a real small one. Go where I want, when I want, how I want. It's just fantastic.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our next video. So today we get a chance to talk with Andrea. Andrea, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Brian. I'm honored.
Tell us a little bit about your setup and your rig.
Well, this is my 2005 Jeep Wrangler Sport. I bought it new and I started with that. And now I have a 2023 tiny camper company, Kong, as in King Kong.
Okay.
That I call the Beast.
The Beast, excellent.
The Kong is a 5x8 off-road, off-grid trailer that was built for me by the Tiny Camper Company in Claremont, Florida. It's about 3 years ago to my specs. It was one of the reasons I went with them, was because they were one of the few teardrop manufacturers that would actually work with me to give me the things I wanted in my trailer.
Oh wow, and how much does it weigh?
It weighs about 1,200 pounds dry. I don't put a lot of stuff in it, so I'm sure I don't tip the scales at like 1,500. The Jeep can only pull 2,000, so that was my limiting factor.
Well, with that, should we just go ahead and do a tour?
I would love to.
All right, let's go.
Okay. With this, I've got everything I want. I love it because he had it built to my specs. It can go anywhere. I took this down the middle of Wyoming last summer. I was out in the middle of nowhere with just cows, horses, and antelope. No people. And I can be pretty much with my water tanks and my solar, I can be on my own for weeks, just out in the middle of nowhere, and that was my goal. It's a 5x8. I think from tip to toe, it's 12 feet. The inside is 5 feet wide and about 8 feet, maybe not even 8 feet long. I'm comfortable. I mean, I've set it up pretty much to be just this way. My biggest thing was having storage compartments and having a solar setup and the kitchen galley in the back. I didn't want everything in there with me. Oh, hi. This is my home. All of it. Not much of it. 5x8.
It's simple but great.
Yeah, it's basically cozy. Me and Dax here, my dog. She's a 50-pound Labrador Retriever. We live here. She keeps me warm. And everything matches the dog. I might notice I have a lot of brown and, you know, I love these camping things I got off Amazon. But everything matches the dog. So, you know, because labs like to shed. But basically, this is why I really went with Tiny Camper. For one, this is a composite build as opposed to wood. So it's all sealed, and he makes boat stuff too. So it's all waterproof. You know, there's no worries about mold or, you know, having to seal it. It's all pre-sealed. These cubbies hold all my clothes. And, you know, I have a storage unit in Colorado, so I do switch out in between seasons. But basically, it holds everything I need. These little vents go back to the galley. That's an actually air conditioning unit. I have these front covers in the front made. This was an add-on that he will offer you. But I wanted these two front cubbies so that I could put and this one comes with it. But I wanted these little cubbies here so that I could put extra stuff. I told him specifically I was going to live in this, so he made it for me. This is of course, the most important thing is Dax's food, you know, because, you know.
At least to her.
To a Labrador, that's everything. And then this is my ICECO, you know, it might feel kind of weird to have your fridge in, but I find it extremely, there was nowhere else to put it. You'll see when you see the galley. But there was nowhere else to put it. And I said, oh, well, I wanted a bigger fridge, not a real small one. And this is an amazing fridge. It's an ICECO 45 quart. And what I like about this is you can pull this thing up.
Oh, wow.
So either side. And then you can pull on the, if you want to open this, you can pull the thing straight out. And you can also make it a freezer or a fridge. So it can be one or the other. It makes a great table. And another thing I do is I have this little table. I actually bought this long ago. And, you know, if I want to have my computer, I actually have a little laptop, or I want to eat and just watch some TV, I can. And then I have a little cutting board if I want to, like, lay stuff down next to me, maybe my computer, you know, if I have my pad here, I can do that as well. So this is also like a little expandable table, too. That is my it's a 500 watt Amazon. It cost me like 20 bucks. I like it because you can turn it on and plug it in, and then when you decide you've had enough heat, all you have to do is reach over and turn it to the side. It'll shut itself off because it has one of these little button things here. Usually I have an electric blanket and I plug that in, and I have my dog to keep me warm. And I like sleeping in the cold. I guess I sleep warm. They built it for me with the solar integrated as a system rather than an add-on. So one of the nice things is I have these plugs here that I can plug my fridge in here. And this is my dehumidifier, which is extremely important because I do get a lot of humidity, especially in Colorado and when it gets colder. And then this is my little Black & Decker vacuum. And it's pretty strong and it charges up real fast, and I can just lift up and clean up with the dog. It's very important.
All right, so I noticed that, you have a toilet seat right there, and people always want to know, what is your system and what do you do?
Okay, it was pretty simple. I tend to camp where there's no other people. I bought this in Amazon, and it folds flat, so I use that. And well, I'll take it behind a tree. If it's liquid, it just does what it does. But if I do have a solid, I have my bags, and I will basically pick up after myself, just like I do with Dax here.
Makes sense.
I mean, I do not leave it, but I pick it up just like with the dog, and then I deposit it, just like someone would do with a dirty diaper or a doggy bag. This is my bucket. I have a bucket, and I can put a bag in it. I use this mostly if there are neighbors inside. Actually, to keep clean, like shower and stuff, I have the ability to shower. This is a water port. It's about 4 gallons. You pump it, and it's a shower.
Oh, that's awesome.
You can adjust it too, to different things. You can use
heats up the water too, because it's black, huh?
Yep, it will heat up.
Did that swing thing come with the trailer? Did you buy that separately?
I bought that separately. It's a quad. It's actually for bicycles. And you can buy them, they go in either direction too. So this one, since the door swings out to the left, I bought this one. This swings out to the right. And I also have an additional water tank in the back over here, the Roto Packs. So I can carry up to 5 gallons of water here. But I just buy drinkable water for myself. I have a Brita that I use to filter the water. Okay, this is the heart of the system, and one of the big reasons I went with my tiny camper company people. Basically, I had this galley set up to my specs. I wanted heart to be this Bluetti AC 200 Max. It puts out just over 2,000 watt hours. And I've got 800 watts of solar on the top. When I inquired, I thought, I'll just get one of those panels with a little jackery. And I was told by the guy, no, if you're going to live out, in the desert or out there, you need real solar. And even on cloudy days, I managed to get this thing charged. And this powers everything. It's been wired into the trailer. This air conditioner here, the Zero Breeze, it works great for this particular application. It's great for cooling down the interior it goes right onto my bed, of this small camper. I am not a big cook. A lot of people love cooking. I hate it. I like eating. But that's why I use my microwave all the time, like every day. And this microwave is fantastic. And the Bluetti runs this microwave without any issues whatsoever. I do have this stove that if I'm in the mood, I'll go and buy a bunch of meat, I'll grill it all at once, and I'll put it in the fridge. And I also have a coffee maker. I love my coffee in the morning.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, and I have a toaster. I had some leftover pizza the other night, and I just put it in there and to make it nice and crispy. So the toaster comes in more handy than you think.
So during inclement weather, how do you cook?
So if I see we're going to have a nasty day, I always keep a complement of cold cuts. Like the other night, I was tired. I didn't want to do anything. I came home, I opened the thing, I pulled out some hummus and carrots and maybe a little pita bread, and I will eat that. Sandwiches too. I have a little tiny fire pit that's in the front that I will pull out and use. I don't do wood fires very often. For one, where I come from in Colorado, we almost always have a ban. So I just literally pop it out, hook it to that. It's got a hose, and I can sit right here and have my little fire pit. These are OVS, Overland Vehicle Systems awnings. This side is a 90 degree. It comes straight out. The other side is a 270, and that has really good coverage. It will literally come out and cover the back all the way around to the front. So I've got almost 360 coverage. The big thing I wanted was that the galley would be covered in case you asked about inclement weather. if there is inclement, I can get out and go around. I don't like clutter and I don't like stuff in with me. You know, I try and keep everything organized. I'm pretty lucky I was able to get this put on by Tiny Camper. It holds everything I want. I had this mattress custom made by a man in California. It's called D&D Futon, and he's very nice. This is like the second mattress he's made. He'll make it up custom to your thickness, your width, your length. And the nice thing too is because condensation is an issue, I got this Froli, F-R-O-L-I, sleep system. It's great. It's made in Germany, and these things lift up the mattress about almost 2 inches, so you get some airflow and keep it dry. And also, you can adjust the tension.
Have you always had this desire to be, you know, on the road, a nomad, or what came about from that?
I am indeed, I guess I'm from some nomadic tribe, because I've always wanted to explore. I've always wanted to see what's out there. I have traveled for decades by myself. This is just another outpouring. It's something I've always wanted to do. I made the mistake of getting trapped in one place, and for decades, all I did was plan this moment in my life where I could be free and go. And this is just an extension of that. Go where I want, when I want, how I want. It's just fantastic.
That brings up the question, what's your favorite thing about being a nomad?
The freedom to basically get out and do what I want, when I want, to pull out a map, you know, or look at my GPS now and say, what's over there? I've never been there. I want to go check out this part. I spent last summer, I took the whole summer off, and I just went where I wanted to. I went to Victoria Island, I drove down through the Cascades, you know, through Idaho, and then I said I wanted to do the BDR. That's this little guy here, the Backroads Discovery Route through Wyoming. And I was going to do Idaho, and I said, no, I think I want to check out Wyoming. And I just did. I spent a whole month just driving up through on back roads and being in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming. And then I decided to go to Flaming Gorge. So I spent 3 weeks there. Freedom. That's it.
Is there any reason that people should be nervous about getting out on the road?
Depends on what kind of person they are. If you're me, I don't have much fear. In fact, I used to get yelled at a lot for not being fearful enough. I say fear is a great passenger, but a bad driver. Don't let it drive you. If you're a fearful person or a person who's easily lonely, you know, a lot of people talk to me about being lonely. I never get lonely. I never get bored. I have the dog, and if I keep myself occupied. I have so many interests, you know, and I can sit and do my own thing and just stare at the horizon for hours and just love it.
Andrea, thank you so much for giving us a tour of your tiny camper. The thing is awesome. I couldn't believe how much room there was in there. So thank you very much for showing it to us.
Well, I'm impressed that you think it's roomy. Most people look in there. I had one coworker call it a tuna can.
It depends on your perspective, but I thought for such a small camper, it had actually really organized storage. And that has a lot to do with how you organize it, of course. But it's still, it's a nice trailer. So thanks again for showing it to us.
I'm telling you, it's my pleasure. I really appreciate what you, Bob, and what Howard does. And it was an honor and a pleasure to be here and share my little life with you.
Oh, that's great. And so folks out there, what was your favorite part of her little tiny camper? Could you live in something like this, or what are your thoughts? We'd love to hear in the comments below. If you got anything out of today's video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with friends, and until next time, see you down the road. So long.